The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day for baseball as the Reds go after a series victory today against their Central Division rival, the Pittsburgh Pirates, along the banks of the Ohio River. And all the action is coming up on Fox Sports Ohio. And hi again, everyone. Alongside Chris Welsh, I'm Jim Day. The Reds hit 4 home runs last night, 2 of them off the bat of Zach Cozart. And of late, Chris, he's led this Reds power brigade.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's hot. I mean, there are a lot of Reds that are hitting home runs this year. We know that, how many have been over 20 home runs. But Zach Cozart, you talk about a breakout season offensively. And anytime you get a ball on the inner part of the plate, elevated above the knees, you better watch out if you're pitching against Cozart. 4 home runs in the last 5 games, a .302 average this season, 22 bombs. You talk about a guy reaching his free agent year. I would say that he is peaking offensively at exactly the right time.
And he's still hitting above 300. You see the mark, 302. The Reds will give the ball to Sal Romano today. Have you seen growth in this rookie?
Well, there's no doubt. And, you know, the biggest thing, I always say this about young pitchers, you get out there early on in your career, all you're trying to do is survive. But I really think that the turning point for Romano is when he faced the Cubs. Joe Madden loaded the lineup up with a bunch of left-handers, and he just breezed through that lineup that night, and he learned how to breathe, relax on the mound, take a little bit off those pitches when you need to. He's got a really good overhand curveball, as you see right there, and when he uses it effectively, he can get anybody out.
It'll be rookie versus veteran today as Ivan Nova goes to the hill for the Pirates.
Well, Ivan Nova's a guy that started off very well this year. In fact, he came back and signed a free agent deal, first of 3 years with the Pittsburgh Pirates, but he has really faltered over his last few starts. Now, when that happens, I've got to ask a question. Either the pitcher is hurt or he's tired. They skipped him once in the rotation. He didn't do too well on his last time back, so we'll see if he's better this time. But he's throwing a lot of pitches in the middle of the strike zone. That means good hitting for Reds lineup today.
And we'll see if he can keep this Reds lineup in the ballpark when we come back. Loving that long ball. Brian Giesenslaw has that story as we set you up for the Reds and Pirates coming up on Fox Sports Ohio.
Reds baseball on Fox Sports Ohio is brought to you by Chevy. Check out our award-winning lineup only at your tri-state Chevy dealer. And by Skyline Chili, feeling good. It's Skyline time.
Batter up 4-10 game for the Reds today. First pitch at a warm 82 degrees as we take on the Pirates, hoping for a win. 7th inning, still with the sunshine at 80, and your final out at 77. Enjoy this summer-like game.
It's warm, but it's nice. Game 2 for the Reds and Pirates here this afternoon. 4 solo home runs account for all 4 Reds runs in last night's win. Not surprising given the home runs this team has hit this season. It's our IGS bringing the energy. You got 6 guys on your team who have 20 or more home runs. No big deal that you're going to have 9 games now with 4 or more home runs this season. That's tied for most in the National League and the most by a Reds team since 2011. So the long balls and the power just keep coming for Brian Price's team. And maybe you're adding things up at home. And looking at single season home run totals, you know home runs are up all around baseball. Well, right now the Reds are on a record pace, on pace for 223 bombs, currently at 204. But you look back at 2005, 222, the all-time record for a single season for the Redlegs. Can they generate that kind of offense against Ivan Nova and the Bucks? We're about to find out. 5 straight wins at Great American Ballpark. Can they make it 6? We're back to the booth with Jim and Chris when we come back on Fox Sports Ohio.
Reds, and he will face this Pittsburgh Pirates lineup here on a Saturday afternoon at Great American Ballpark. And here's how Clint Hurdle will line them up, brought to you by Menards. Adam Frazier will once again lead off. He'll be at second base. Jordan Luplow batting second. 3, 4, and 5, McCutchen, Josh Bell, David Freese, Gregory Polanco back in right field. Elias Diaz doing the catching today. Jordy Mercer back in there at shortstop. He'll bat 8th. And on the mound and pitching, Ivan Nova. Sal Romano will make his 14th big league start and 12th straight since joining the rotation following the All-Star break.
Well, you know, Sal is a work in progress like so many young pitchers, and I'm so happy that he's been able to take this opportunity that the Reds have given him the second time and really show the Reds why he should be part of the rotation next year. I mean, and he's just going to get more and more comfortable on the mound, and as he does, I think his performances will get better and they'll become more effortless, and that's what you're looking for as a starting pitcher. The only thing you want out of Romano, I think, is obviously improved control. He walked 5 batters his last time out, and a little bit deeper into the game. Don't need to see 100 pitches through 5 innings, but you know, this is a stepping stone for Romano, a little bit at a time, and I really like the way he's headed.
And he talked about his last time out. It was at Citi Field in New York. It was a 10-5 Reds win. 5 innings, 2 earned runs on that day. And you look at the disparity between the first 8 and the last 8. He's improving, and that is what you want to see, particularly out of a rookie pitcher. First pitch on the way to Adam Frazier, and strike, says home plate umpire Joe West, and we are underway. 284 batter is Adam Frazier, 5 home runs. Check swing and an appeal down to Alan Porter at third base. Strike 2. Andy Fletcher umpiring second. Tom Woodring at first base. And the aforementioned Joe West behind the plate, the crew chief. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Adam Frazier. Frazier hitting .336 since the All-Star break. That is 3rd best amongst National League players in that time. Romano just misses on the inside part of the plate, and the count's even 2-2.
One thing you got to like about Romano, he's not afraid to pitch to that first base side of home plate. He realizes if you can get the ball in on lefties, it really opens up a lot of opportunity outside.
2-2 pitch, fouled off. You saw Frazier in the opener last night, a 14 pitch at bat to begin the game against Homer Bailey. See what happens here. 5 pitches in this at bat so far. Barnhart setting up on the inside part of the plate again, and again Frazier stays tough. Here comes the 2-2 again. And again fouled straight back.
It's almost like Adam Frazier decides to go into foul ball mode and say, all right, you know, I'm going to wait a long time, not going to commit, and I'm going to foul off the fastball. I'm going to try to get a good swing on a breaking ball, but you're not going to throw the fastball by me because I'm going to foul it off. And this is sometimes where a more experienced pitcher, although we did see Homer Bailey 14 pitches last night, continue to fire the ball in there. You know, sometimes if you can take a little bit off your breaking ball or a little bit off your fastball, just get a little extra movement. He won't foul that ball off, but you'll get weak contact in fair territory.
9th pitch of the at bat on the way. Again fouls it back.
This guy's performance reminds me of what once Richie Ashburn did when he was a member of the Philadelphia Phillies back in the 50s. He asked the team for a baseball so that he could get an autographed ball signed and give it to a fan that had requested it. And the team told him, no, those balls are expensive. We can't give you one of those baseballs. So in his first at bat that day, he proceeded to foul off 14 balls into the stands and told them, next time I ask for a ball, you should give me one.
Well, that is great. Here's a dribbler. Romano gloves it, makes the tag for the first out. So a 14 pitch at bat to begin the game last night, an 11 pitch at bat. And both times the Reds do get Adam Frazier out, but the hard way.
You know, the other thing that I've been very impressed with Romano about is that he's just keeping the fastball down. When he wants it down, he'll run up the ladder, but for the most part, he's aiming that ball down around the knees. And that should be the first thing a young pitcher ought to do. Don't worry about the corners. Worry about the north and south and aim for south first.
Here's Jordan Luplow, left fielder for the Pirates. 0 for 3 here last night, but did deliver a sacrifice fly RBI, the only run Pirates got off of Reds pitching last night. Bailey went 5 2/3, gave up that run. Two runs they gave up. Iglesias gave up one in the 9th. But Luplow delivering one of the 2 runs, albeit an 0 for 3 night. And Romano ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. As we talked about, you want to see growth out of a rookie pitcher and breaking down the numbers over his last 5 starts. As here's a ground ball that finds left field. First hit of the game. Sal over his last 5 starts, 30 2/3 innings pitched, 2.64 ERA. This is the 3rd time he's facing the Pirates. And last time, September 3rd at PNC Park, 5 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 was earned. He did walk some batters that day. Certainly something he would like to cut down here. But a big task with Andrew McCutchen at the dish, and the first pitch strike. A month apart. It starts versus the Pirates this season. Oh, 1 to McCutchen. Had him fooled.
That swing by Andrew McCutchen shows you a couple of things. Number one, he's guessing fastball. But number two, that Romano's breaking ball, when it comes out of his hand, looks exactly like a fastball. There's no hump in the pitch where you kind of throw it up and then it comes down. He throws it straight and hard, and the ball just drops right off the table.
It's blocked by Barnhart. Counts 1 2.
That's when you want to just throw your best slider or curveball that you ever have, and you say, I'm going to get on top of this, and I'm going to pull down so hard that the whole sky is going to come with me. And it nearly does. But more inevitably, you throw it in front of home plate, and it's up to the catcher to try to put a body in front of it.
25 home runs for Andrew McCutchen this season. And a big decision looming in the offseason. Pirates have a club option on McCutchen. There's lots of talk this past offseason about trading McCutchen. I think that's kind of quieted down a little bit because of the numbers, or maybe lack thereof, that he's putting up this year.
Well, he's had a couple of really good months, and he's had some really bad months. So the question is, well, what do you see for him in the entirety of 2018? The option is for around $14.5 million. So it's not outrageous money when you talk about, really quality major league players with the kind of pedigree that Andrew McCutchen has. But the question is he on the downside of his career? Can he play enough games to earn that money? Can he deliver the numbers to earn that money?
Do the 1-2 pitch again. Ripped the foul. Those that cover the Pirates closely, most of the feeling is that they will pick up the option. They just wouldn't get enough in return if they tried to trade him. We'll see what happens. Man, has he been good in a Pirates uniform. Swing and a miss. Second out of the inning for Sal, his first strikeout.
The breaking ball in the exact same spot he threw in the second pitch of this at bat. They're both down here, and McCutchen reads it as a fastball and just cuts it loose and doesn't even come close.
And now the switch hitting Josh Bell. 2 outs, man on first base. Bell 1 for 3 here last night. Also drew a walk.
Bell's a guy that seems like early in the count he gives you that huge swing, like he wants to hit the ball into the river. Then a little bit deeper into the count he cuts it down a little bit.
Swing and a miss. 96 on the heater.
All right, now you got a decision if you're Romano and Barnhart. Do you throw him a breaking ball right here, or do you just keep with the #1 and kind of ride it up the ladder a little bit?
Barnhart setting up inside. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back punch outs for Romano. Pirates strand a runner. Reds coming up. Elks storyline, scoring first most times since August 1st. Cleveland has been setting the world on fire, but look at the Reds. They're with Arizona and Toronto 27 times scoring first since August 1st. And the Reds are 17-10 in those games when they score first since August 1st. See if they can get on the board here in the bottom of the first. Here's how Brian Price will line them up today. Jesse Winker getting another shot in the leadoff spot. He'll be in right field. Cozart batting second. Votto, Suarez, and Scooter Gennett back in the lineup. Sidelined since Tuesday with a hand injury. He's back. Schebler in center. Duvall in left. Tucker Barnhart hanging the signs for Sal Romano. First pitch from Ivan Nova, the right-hander, making his 9th career start against the Reds. .425 ERA overall. It's Winker. Check swing. And the count's 1-1. Nova, after an extended period of rest between starts, did not benefit this past Sunday against the Cardinals, as he allowed 5 runs on 5 hits, gave up 2 home runs. And in the second half of the season, his ERA has ballooned to 6.62 during that time.
Well, Nova came over to the Pirates last year on August the 1st from the New York Yankees, and what he did here with the Pirates caused them to sign him to a 3-year contract. Tested the free agent market. The best offer he saw was in Pittsburgh. He loved being with the Pirates. He liked Ray Searage, a pitching coach. He won 5 games out of his 11 starts with a really good earned run average. So they gave him pretty good money to come back for 3 years.
Here's a rocket hit into center field. Turning around and coming back to make the catch is McCutchen. That's an experienced center fielder. Got turned around but kept his eye on the ball. Overran it just a bit, but reached back and made the catch.
That's when, if you're scouting and you have a little box there that says athleticism, and you write in off the charts, because there aren't a whole lot of guys that can do that. Run, take your eye off the ball, turn, see the ball tracking, and then backwards you're going to make the catch.
So certainly an out the hard way, but an out nonetheless.
So they signed Nova, and he comes back here for a 3-year deal, and he starts off very well in the first couple of months, and then he just really has imploded, and nobody really knows why.
Fly ball left field. The bat is Zach Cozart. 2 outs.
But anytime a guy seemingly pitches really well and then all of a sudden derails, it's usually one of 2 things. He's tired or he's injured, and you don't really know what the deal is. They skipped him in the rotation. He maintains that he is not tired. Why are you skipping me? He didn't like that at all. But from what scouts have told me, is that Nova, rather than just using that power sinking fastball, is nibbling a little bit more curveballs, and a lot of the stuff is ending up in the middle of the zone.
He gets Joey Votto with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Nova's 173 plus innings pitched this year is a career high. So if he is tired a bit, he's pitched the most innings he's ever pitched in his career.
Well, the other part is, when you're traded from the Yankees and you're in the American League East and you come over to the National League like he did last year in the second half of the season in August and September, and all of a sudden you've got that pitcher spot coming up, it makes a world of difference. And all of a sudden you think that, you've gone to heaven. And then they get the book on you. And the more they see you, the more that you have to adjust and the more you have to execute your pitches. And when you make bad pitches, they're all over you. And that's what's happened to this big right-hander. He's a big dude. kind of like Romano, 6'5", 240.
1-2 pitch to Votto. So we'll see if Joey works the count here.
Well, that's a good pitch. But you know what? It phases some hitters. I don't think it really affects Votto at all.
You guys have talked about it many times. A lot of 0-2 counts, 1-2 counts against Votto, and you look up and it's full count.
He really wanted that one. Nova did.
Three-two. Right back to Nova, and how do you do? The ball caught him.
Put it in your pocket.
But it's a 1-2-3 first. Bang.
Oh, Sal, put him away now. So he got him last time, Mike. Now he's going to put him away here. He needs a slider in and get a grounder to Joey Votto. That's what I want. Nice. I'll take that.
For the first time, Sal Romano's father got to see him pitch on a big league mound Sunday in New York. Mom was alongside, and it was a pleasure to sit there in the stands with him. About 200 people from Southington, Connecticut.
Jim, that was great stuff. And I got to tell people who probably are not aware that Sunday was a day that we were not on the air for television. And you took it upon yourself to take your fancy camera provided by Fox Sports Ohio to take it over there in the family section on your day off.
My fancy camera.
You know, you did the whole interview process. You shot it. You interviewed them. You helped put it together, and it was really a great piece, something that Sal Romano and his family will have forever, and really nice job on that.
I appreciate it, and kudos have to go out to Andy Pierce, who edited the piece together, who really did the hard work. Here's a ground ball backhander by Suarez. Long throw across. Pretty play.
How sweet is that? I mean, this is really what you want to see out of a third baseman. A guy that can plant and then howitzer across the infield.
He has come so far in a short period of time at third base, and Sal says thank you very much. So Freese is retired. Now Gregory Polanco. Late afternoon sun shining through, and a shadow formed in front of the plate by one of the lights here at Great American Ballpark. You can see a set of lights throughout the field as far as shadows go. See how that affects the hitters. 1-1 pitch. Drive into left field. Chasing after it is Duvall. He won't get it. Foul ball. Here's your four defensive lineup for the Reds. Around the outfield, Duvall. Shepler back in center field with Billy Hamilton still out. Jesse Winker in right. Suarez, Cozart, Scooter Gennett back in there at second base. Votto at first. Barnhart and Romano your battery. And there's Scooter. Out since Tuesday with that hand injury. Down goes Polanco. Third strikeout for Sal.
Now right now Romano's got that breaking ball really looking good. Staying right on top of it, driving it straight down. That's almost a 12 to 6 spin, 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And very hard for a hitter to read that pitch. I mean, it's one thing if your breaking ball kind of slides across the zone on the same plane. Well, you've got one that goes straight down. Well, that's an old-fashioned yellow hammer.
Elias Diaz with the Pirates catcher now at the plate. Francisco Cervelli. Still injured. And he hits one through and into left field for a base hit.
Well, Diaz made the play, not of the year, but I mean, behind home plate last night when he threw out Jose Peraza stealing. That was just a tremendous effort on the part of a catcher. We've always heard about how good his arm is. I'm not sure if he's going to hit or not. He's 26 years old. He's got plenty of baseball left ahead of him. Francisco Cervelli is their #1 guy, but Diaz, boy, you talk about a backup with a gun. They've got one.
Here's Jordy Mercer, who's established a single season career high with 14 home runs.
Here's the play we're talking about with Diaz last night. Peraza trying to steal. Peraza leads the inning off with a base hit, and he gets on, and I mean, he thinks that he's got it done. That's the pop time, 1.83. Anything under 2 is really good. What an arm.
Really nice tag by Moroff on the other end as well. And we're not talking about a guy that doesn't have very good speed. Peraza has good speed. Has 22 steals on the season in part-time duty. Mighty impressive. Counts 1-2 to Mercer. .138 games for those 14 home runs. The last Pittsburgh shortstop to hit 14 or more home runs in a season, Jay Bell, 16 back in 1991. Right center field. Schebler over to get it. And Romano unscathed through 2. It's Luplow in left, McCutcheon in center, Polanco in right field with a gun. Freeze, Mercer, Frazier, Bell around the infield. Diaz catching Ivan Nova. Nova will get Suarez, Jeanette, and Schebler here in the second. And stay with us. Coming up, we got a treat. Actually, we got a couple of treats today in the booth. Hunter Green, second overall pick in this year's draft, who's been pre-labeled as a phenom. A lot of pressure on this young man. He will join us for the entire 4th inning coming up here in the booth, and we're looking forward to that. And in the 6th, our good friend Al Oliver.
Scoop. Former Pirate great.
The pride of Portsmouth, Ohio. So we're looking forward to both of those visits.
We had a fun day today. Wow.
A lot of people have been impressed with Hunter Green, the way he handles himself at the very young age of 18. And we're going to find out firsthand as Chris Welsh grills him. Or maybe not.
Be a nice, easy, fun conversation with the Reds' #1 draft pick.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Look at those numbers against Nova. Counts 2-2 to the Reds short star, third baseman, excuse me. Reaches out. The foul ground goes Bell. 1 out. And now Scooter. That average sitting just under 300 for Jeanette. 297. 24 home runs and 85 RBIs. And mighty impressive to watch in the 2017 season. For a guy that wasn't penciled into any plans. Picked him up off of waivers late in spring training.
You think about the 2 guys, maybe 3 if you want to throw Suarez in there. He's been improving every year, but who have made such a huge difference by outperforming their expectations. Jeanette Certainly Cozart offensively all year long with a number of home runs. He got, what, 22 home runs, batting 300, which is about 50 points higher than his career average. You know, and you're already going to pencil in Votto for having a great year, and Duvall for driving in somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 runs. But I mean, Jeanette and Cozart have made such a huge difference to this lineup, and they've given the lineup a lot of balance. By adding another left-handed bat in there and Scooter Jeanette, it changes a lot of things for the opposing managers when he writes out that lineup.
And whoever hits 6th and 7th in this lineup, and today it's Schebler and Duvall down in the 7th spot.
How about that?
Stretches it out big time. There's not a break in there. And Tucker Barnhart, solid. As good at 8 hitters you'll see. Really works the art of that 8 spot tremendously. It'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Nova. We're off to the 3rd. Scoreless at Great American. Mobile Red Sox. I'm out a 15th inning 7 spot to beat Tampa Bay last night 13-6. They are 13-3 in extra inning games this season. Cody Bellinger keeps on keeping on, ties a National League record, and Wilson Contreras is going to be appealing a 2-game suspension for his actions in yesterday's game versus the Cubs. And that was quite the heated moment. Contreras, Lackey, umpire Jordan Baker. So we'll see what happens with that appeal. Pitcher versus pitcher here. And down goes Nova in quick fashion. Got to be impressed with the start Romano's off to here at GABP.
You know, you were hoping that you wouldn't see a letdown, an emotional letdown for Romano, having pitched last time against the Mets, you know, a team that he grew up watching, having his family in the stands, 200 friends and relatives and towns members in the stands watching him. And then, you know, you come back here in Cincinnati and you know, you have a tendency maybe just to lose that little emotional edge. But not today for Romano. He seems to be driven. That's exactly what you want to see.
So we'll see if we can get a result with Adam Frazier in single-digit pitch count here. 283 batter, 5 home runs, 49 RBIs for Frazier. Should be an easy play for Jeanette. 2 outs. Tomorrow, make Great American Ballpark your family day destination. Thanks to Klosterman Bakery, you get half-price Reds tickets. Lots of things for the kids to do, and everyone 14 and younger will get a Michael Lorenzen Fathead thanks to Coca-Cola. For tickets, visit Reds.com. Close out this 3-game weekend set tomorrow against the Pirates. 1:10 first pitch, 12:30 for Reds Live tomorrow. Robert Stevenson versus Garrett Cole. One-0 pitch to Jordan Luplow, left center field. Who wants it? Look out! And it's caught by Adam Duvall. That could have been ugly. It works out. One mobile app for live Reds baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Reds home screen icons, app features, as well as game day live game video highlights, radio broadcast, statcast news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. Sal Romano has held the Pirates scoreless through 3. His counterpart Nova scoreless through 2. And here in the bottom of the 3rd, he'll face Adam Duvall, Barnhart, and Romano. Swing and a miss. Nova's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Reds going after their 6th straight home victory. And it would mean a series win over these Pirates.
Well, the Reds are over 500 here at home now. They've won game over 500. I'm just wondering now, Jim, you've had a peek at the 2018 season. Have the Reds figured out a way to play more home games next year?
No, I think they lobbied the league for that, but they were denied.
Good try.
It'll be 81 and 81. Split right down the middle. That formula's kind of worked out throughout the years. That would aid your golf game, though. Had more home games.
It would.
As you're trying to aid my swing. Which is a major task.
Got all winter long to worry about that.
Well, I saw you took a shot at me on social media about the daunting task of working on my swing. I enjoyed that. It is. I'm very self-aware, so. McCutcheon. Gloves out, number 2. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller time later in today's broadcast. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Now the left-handed hitting Sal Romano. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Sal 1 for 20 in his young major league career as a hitter. One of the things his dad said when I was sitting in the stands with him on Sunday, he said his dad's more of a hitter than a pitcher. Keeps telling him to swing at the first pitch. It's a fastball. Now that one was way out of the zone, but he takes a hack at that one. Dad says he's going to work on his hitting this offseason. Look out. Counts 1 and 2. Swing and a miss. 9 up, 9 down for Ivan Nova. Off to the 4th we go. We'll be joined by Hunter Green. And we've got a treat. He's the 2nd overall pick in this year's Major League Baseball draft by the Cincinnati Reds. Alongside Chris Welsh, I'm Jim Day, and he is Hunter Green. Welcome to the booth. Welcome to Cincinnati.
Glad to be here. This is awesome. Never been to a ballpark with this view. I haven't seen this yet. So
it's a pretty nice view, isn't it?
Beautiful. The view of the river and everything. So
the game looks easy from up here.
It does look. You know? Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, no doubt.
How's Cincinnati been treating you so far?
Oh, it's been awesome. All the people, all the fans have been great. I've got to see some really nice things and go to a couple places today and go to the Urban Youth Academy, so that was awesome. But then to be at a beautiful ballpark like this and meet new people is always fun.
Took in Oktoberfest last night, I hear.
Yes, that was a great experience to see the culture and have a couple bratwursts, and I think I had a cream puff or something like that was the dessert. So that was really good, but great performances too. Got to watch the fireworks from the ballpark too. That was pretty cool. That was a long show too. I think it was what, a 15-20 minute fireworks show.
There you go. We've been billing these as the best fireworks in baseball, and you just backed it up.
I believe it.
Hunter, I saw you go down in the dugout before the game, and I'm wondering, did you get to meet any of the Reds players?
I did. I got to meet Scooter. I didn't get to see Billy. I wanted to see him because we've been texting back and forth. I got to meet Sal. forgot who the other guy. He's leading off though today.
Jesse Winker.
Yes, Winker. Yes. Tucker. I got to meet Tucker, and I think that's it.
Good.
A couple of the guys were doing some work and recovery and whatever their pregame stuff is. That was awesome.
Well, you got your first taste of pro ball in rookie ball in Billings. How was it? Was it what you expected?
It was great. To be able to go there for my first pro experience, I think was a blessing, and I was thankful for that. And to have that many people at those games and to support the games and just have a great time while I was there and get to meet new people and be under good coaching and get to hear from all those guys and their experience was awesome too.
Well, you've been billed as a two-way player. Swing the bat, play shortstop as well as a pitcher. What was this experience like?
That was great. Being able to contribute at the plate and on the mound was awesome, and just give a show. I mean, that's the biggest thing. At the end of the day, it's entertaining the people that sit in the stands, and I always love doing that and getting all excited like that, tipping the cap. So that was a lot of fun, and to show my passion for the game is always great.
Tell us about your pitching a little bit. I understand now that you've decided that you're not going to be a two-way player. You decided you're going to be a pitcher first, and I think the Reds are probably on board with that, obviously. But tell us about yourself as a pitcher.
I always like to say I like to attack guys, and I'm a different person. Off the field, I'm really laid back and keep to myself, and but on the field, I like to go after guys and compete and have some type of fear factor to myself, and to just intimidate guys in the box. I think that's what a lot of pitchers, the good pitchers, that they're intimidating and they like to do stuff like that and play mind games and obviously go after and compete with guys. So I love doing that. And what else? The fastball obviously is really fast, and I've been blessed to have that, and to have the secondary pitches behind it, like the curveball, changeup, and the slider, is really cool. And I was able to pick off a guy, my debut, so to have that tool too is pretty cool.
You talk about that velocity, and it's been 100 plus. What have the coaches told you as you go into the offseason? I understand you're going to be in the instructional league as well, of what you need to work on the most. And in your eyes, what do you think you need to work on the most on the mound?
So the coaches, a lot of them said, just to stay healthy and make sure that I continue to be myself and take care of myself and understand, I need to build my innings, so I'm ready to come to a level like this and I'm able to contribute and compete and perform as best as I can and help the ball club win. And then with myself, really just working on my secondary pitches and having, my command with the fastball and my other pitches as well, I think is really important, not to just, just throw, but to actually pitch and do that. And I'm excited to do that because it's all new to me, to actually pitch like a major league pitcher and to know the philosophy behind it and to learn that. So I'm excited.
Hunter, I always ask the same question of all the young pitchers that are very talented and throw hard. And there's a lot of them out there, and maybe not many that throw over 100 miles an hour like you have. But I mean, coming up and growing up, I mean, did you try to do that? Did you work arm bands, rubber bands? Did you do the heavy ball programs? Did you work out in the gym? What do you think has contributed to your ability to throw hard?
I would say doing the Jaeger bands, since I was 7 years old, and being able to just remain, stay healthy and to really, that was a great throw. But really, I did a lot of sprint work at a really young age, and I still do it now. And I think that's helped build my legs and my cardio and my endurance too, to be able to pitch long innings and maintain my velocity. So I think doing the J bands and then running has been a great help. And no, I've never tried to throw super hard, or if I hit 100 miles per hour, or I hit 102, I try to throw 104, 105. You got to be careful with that, and you don't want to hurt yourself. So just letting it naturally happen and trusting the process has always been something that I pay attention to and focus on.
Well, we're going to keep you for the full inning here. We're going to keep it right here as we go between innings. You've already been on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and you've been labeled as the star baseball needs. And they're billing you as a leading example for African-American kids going forward in baseball. That's a mantle not a lot of young people would accept. Sure. You've accepted that openly, have you not?
I have. At a young age, I went to the Urban Youth Academy when I was 7 years old. Was my first year there. and being able to be around, people that, that aren't as fortunate to have great facilities, and either their parents aren't able to afford it, or they're just in a different, financial situation, and that aren't as blessed to get the exposure they need to do well and to be put in the right position to succeed and play at this level. So I was very thankful and appreciative that I was in that position, and I never took it for granted. So being able to reach out to the kids that don't have, don't have that, and they're not as blessed to have that, is important to me. And I'm on a certain pedestal where I'm able to help people, with my social media, and moving up through the minor league system and getting to the big leagues, I think will be a lot easier for me, and will inspire kids too.
If you do make it to the major leagues, you'd obviously like to carry that to Cincinnati, right? You've already made a trip to the Urban Youth Academy.
Right.
Would you like to get involved fully in the community?
Definitely.
here?
I think that would be awesome. And going today, I was able to meet a lot of new kids and the people that coach there and volunteer and help out there. And it was special to see that the difference in making great baseball players and good people isn't just happening in Compton, where I went in the Urban Youth Academy, but also here in Cincinnati and other places across the country. So that was special for me to see that and get to meet new people.
Very nice. You've obviously dealt with star power. You've been around it.
Yeah.
When you're an LA kid, you've got Dad here in the background, Russell Green, private investigator. Client list includes Justin Bieber, Kanye West, the Kardashians, amongst others. So you've been around this star power. So is it easier for you to kind of handle that type of pressure?
Yeah, at the end of the day, everybody, they're just people. And to understand that, they like to be treated with respect, and, they like to have their privacy as well, and they like to keep to themselves. You got to respect that part of it. So I think, meeting new ball players and professional guys, I've never really been starstruck. When I was younger, I was, but when I was getting older and I was getting to meet some of my dad's clients and really talk to them and get to know them, I think that helped me with meeting new guys and being open and not so shy and asking more questions about how their development has been throughout their career.
Hunter, I imagine you've watched a lot of Major League Baseball on TV if you haven't been able to get out either to Anaheim or maybe to Dodger Stadium. Who are some of the players that you admire the way they play?
Let's see. So I'm from LA, so of course I like the Dodgers. I really liked Rafael Furcal when he played with the Dodgers. Just his range at shortstop was very impressive, and watching him throw the ball and throw it across the diamond and to be able to show that range and that strong of an arm and to impress the crowd and make everybody say ooh.
That guy killed the Reds, by the way, I gotta say.
Yeah. So that was great. And King Griffey Jr., I never got to see him play in person, but just his swing and how nice it was, and how he put a lot of a lot of people in the seats was really cool. I enjoyed that part, and it was always really fun watching him. Who else? Kenley Jensen's also fun. I'm naming a bunch of them because those are the only games I usually go to, are Dodger games. So those are the games.
Well, they're pretty good this year. Dave Roberts got them going in the right direction.
Yeah, so I like that. And then, Billy Hamilton in center field has been fun to watch, and his speed and how he's able to really control the outfield. And I remember the catch he made right off the wall a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago, was pretty impressive. So I like to see that too. And just the entertainment side of it. It's fun to see guys bring that much excitement and passion to the game and just do that. So I've enjoyed it.
Vaughn Nova's got it working right now.
Looks like he's got his breaking ball working. Are you a curveball guy or a slider guy?
I throw both. Yeah, slider's usually my out pitch, but I love throwing both pitches. They're both important to have in the arsenal for sure.
Well, the easy part is kind of over. I mean, you are going to be scrutinized and judged on every single pitch.
Sure.
Minor league's not an easy life. Everyone that hits against you is going to want to, do well against the second overall pick. You ready for that pressure?
Yeah, it just comes with it, and I think I was blessed to be under the microscope so young. Committing at UCLA when I was 14, and everybody hearing about it and coming to the games and watching me and criticizing me for everything. So I think, getting exposed to it early has helped me just get through this process and trust myself and not do anything that, is going to disappoint myself or my family or, the people that care for me the most, especially the ball club like the Reds. And to be able to just go out there and have fun and enjoy the whole process and just have a good time with it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, we don't need to send this guy to soundbite school. You
No doubt about it.
got this part down.
Well, you know, you drop one of those TV words on him. I still got to learn what that is. But what advice has your dad given you that you kind of remember every time you need some advice?
Being the same person throughout everything that happens. You know, the amount of success or failure I go through, to continue to be the same person, because, you know, baseball is the highest failing sport. So, you know, the guys that still do well, you know, they're 3 for 10. You know, they still get it done though, and if you can be 3 for 10 and you're good, you know, you can go to the Hall of Fame, and you just got to keep that in mind and understand that. You know, at the end of the game, at the end of the day, it's just a game, and just continue to be the same person. That's what I'd say he's taught me, and that's really it. But just never get too high, never get too low, and be the same guy throughout the process.
Well, the Reds finally get their first hit off of Ivan Nova. Throw down, and they got Joey Votto. So the Pirates get out of the 4th, and it's been a pleasure meeting you, young man.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Congratulations to you, Hunter.
You got a lot of pressure on your shoulders, and you seem to be handling it quite well.
Thank you.
We hope to see you on this field someday.
That's the goal.
That's Hunter Green.
Thank you, guys.
All right, the Pirates, stay with us. Off of Ivan Nova, off the bat of Joey Votto, but it was for naught because sleeping just for a minute, well, you're going to get picked off, and we saw the arm last night of Diaz, and here he is again from the knees, Chris.
I'll tell you what, man, this guy's got some kind of an arm. If you pay attention and just take your eye off the ball for a moment, he's the kind of guy, he reminds me a lot of a young Yadier Molina. The way he kind of controls the game behind. Now, he's got a long way to go to be a Molina, but I think maybe Joey Votto fell for the old, there's the blimp trick.
Did you fall for that in your day?
No. I never was on first base that much.
Gregory Polanco leads off here in the 5th. Hunter Green. Mighty impressive kid, isn't he?
Very impressive young man.
I want to see a birth certificate. Is he really 18?
You know, he's very smooth in the way he talks and thinks about it, but he's not orchestrated. It's not like he's rehearsed those answers.
Yeah, he had no idea what we were going to ask him.
And a very natural young man. I hope that he has continued health and success, and the Reds hit a home run on that pick with Hunter Green.
I liked everything he said, but when you're talking about between the lines, a line drive right at Suarez. Between the lines, when he talked about learning the philosophy of pitching. I don't think you hear that enough out of young pitchers, and for him to, we'll see what happens, for him to at least grasp that now at 18 years of age, and knowing that I've got to learn the thinking part of it, that impressed me. So you're in charge of teaching him that?
I think the other important thing, and you mentioned it, by his exposure to stars, with his father being a private investigator with a laundry list of, you know, very well-known people and celebrities and so on. So Hunter's been exposed to that kind of society. It's almost like being the son of a major leaguer, like a Ken Griffey Jr. or Eduardo Perez, you know, who grew up in the clubhouse. So you're not amazed or overwhelmed by the names on the back of players that you're playing against.
Right.
And I think that really helps sometimes with that emotional ability to get over the hump and say, hey, baseball is baseball. These are just ordinary guys like me.
Well, and he's seen, you know, for lack of a better term, as Diaz rockets one that'll reach the wall, and he'll be in there with a 1-out double. He's seen the so-called dirt of being a celebrity. So it's not only learning what to do, but almost more importantly, what not to do. So I think he's well-rounded and mature beyond his years. We wish him the best. Fourth hit off of Romano, and with 1 out, the 8-batter Jordy Mercer. So we'll see how Sal handles the first runner in scoring position on the day. Taking a deep breath, and you talked about it, just learning how to breathe out there and calm yourself down, which Romano's been learning on the fly.
You know what happens, though, that success breeds success, and the whole idea is to get really good when you need to. And these bottom numbers right here, you know, what do you do with runners in scoring position? What happens when they get on base? That's where you want to see a guy be able to bear down and get hitters out, and that's the mark of pitchers that end up winning ball games.
One pitch. Check swing. Appeal. Joe West rings him up, the home plate umpire.
Diaz diving back into a base again.
He almost made it without an extra reach this time.
Last night was like diving on Velcro.
Yeah. Get a pretty good lead out there as Diaz, though. So much so that Sal will step off.
It's an important batter right here because you've got one batter ahead of the pitcher Nova. Mercer's not really known for his offensive potential. He's a guy that hits 250 every year. Right about that same spot this year.
Broken bat. Looper into left field. Charging as Duvall makes a sliding catch.
Boy, Duvall comes a long way to make this play, and keep in mind that he's looking dead into the sun and just never stops with his pursuit. Shortstop Kozar goes out. He knows immediately he's not going to get to that ball, and he's going to give way to Adam Duvall. Nice job for Reds defense right there. Now you've got the pitcher to get out.
Bounces the first one. Nova just 1 for 49 on the season. That would be an .020 batting average.
So if you're Nova, you look at that one of two ways. Either I can't hit or I'm due.
You pitchers would say you're due. Would you not?
Well, you still want to pitch him with a runner on base in a 0-0 game. You don't want some little flare to fall in there. Pitch him tough, and that's what he did.
Sal works around a 1-out double. Still scoreless at Great American. It was brought to you by Cincinnati Children's, changing the outcome together, and by your local Ford dealer. Ford, go further. The Red Cross depends on financial donations to be able to provide disaster relief immediately. Help people affected by Hurricanes Harvey and Irma by visiting redcross.org or texting the word Red Cross to 90999 to make a $10 donation. Goose eggs on the board. Reds and Pirates. Game 2 of this 3-game weekend set. A pitcher's duel so far. Sal Romano, Ivan Nova. Either team yet to dent the plate. Reds will send up Suarez, Jeanette, and Schebler in the home half of the 5th. Busy weekend in downtown Cincinnati. Oktoberfest going on. Reds and Pirates. Bengals played a home night game on Thursday. It's been quite the scene downtown. I could use a bratwurst about right now.
Yeah, we really forgot to ask Hunter Green the main Cincinnati question.
Oh.
Is it brats or Mets?
I think he said he had a brat, didn't he?
But I wonder if he's ever had a Metwurst.
You know, the food's a little different out there in L.A.
That's a pretty good breaking ball right there that Nova just drops on Suarez.
I'm not sure Suarez agrees with the call from Joe West.
Well, Joe West has had a history of making calls maybe that batters and or pitchers have not necessarily agreed with.
Fox Tracks does not agree with it.
Fox Tracks wasn't around when Joe West broke into the league, the National League, in 1976. Fresh off a career as a college football player.
Nova goes up and gets it. The second out of the fifth. He's making easy work of the Reds right now. The Reds home run hits the Toyota sign during today's game. Gene Toole of Seaman, Ohio will win this beautiful new Tundra on display at Great American Ballpark. You can register for your chance to win at an upcoming game by seeing your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. Now Shepler. Reds with one hit off of Nova. A fourth inning single by Joey Votto. It was then picked off at first base by Diaz. 4 hits by the Pirates off of Romano. That big series at Wrigley Field continues, and the Cubs lead the Cardinals 2-0 in the fifth. Last night the Brewers were able to keep pace. Yesterday, I should say. 3 games back. Cubs with a 3-game lead over Milwaukee. St. Louis now 4 back. And in danger of falling 5 back should the Cubs hold on to that lead. Milwaukee will face the Marlins 7-10 tonight. Dodgers over the Nationals 3-2 today in a big series. Swing and a miss. 6 of them now for Ivan Nova. Off to the 6th we go. Saturday, September 23rd. That would be a week from today. Be one of the first 20,000 fans through the gates to receive a Tucker Barnhart bobblehead thanks to Cincinnati Bell. Plus, don't miss the last fireworks show of the season. Catch all the action for as low as $12. For tickets, visit Reds.com. It'll be a big weekend as the Red Sox come to town. We'll be kicking it with Bronson Arroyo in a farewell post-game concert and ceremony honoring the career of most undoubtedly a future Reds Hall of Famer. As Sal Romano goes to work here in the 6th, and he fools Adam Frazier with the first pitch. Frazier 0 for 2 today. Took some off. 0-2. Romano's been efficient, just 72 pitches here into the 6th. Strike 3 call.
Boy, there's that inside fastball again. That is a pitch that if you could run that off about 20,000 times, Sal, you'll pitch for a long, long time at this level. Looks like a pitch off the plate, has a little bit of run back over the dish, and right on the inside corner. You know, in order to throw that pitch, you have to have good alignment towards your target. You can't throw across your body and have that ball come back out like that very much. Romano has a nice linear pitching delivery, meaning he is right on line when it talks about coming towards his target.
You gotta love how he goes after hitters. He's yet to walk a batter today. And we saw it right, you know, it's spring training, we know, but we saw it right in spring training at big league camp. He was not afraid to go right after guys. He's shown no fear in that regard whatsoever. One ball, two strikes, the count to Jordan Luplow. You think this guy's going to be a pretty good player in the future?
He's had some really good swings. Now, we've only seen him play, you know, in a few games. He played in the series in Pittsburgh, but he's got a quick bat.
Suarez, pretty play.
Second time today that Suarez had to go behind the bag at third base, come up and have a strong throw. First time against David Freese, this time Jordan Luplow. And they're going to, are they going to ask for a review there? Maybe Votto pulled his foot.
Nope, they wave him on. Second time, Sal looks over and says, "Thank you very much."
Reds have had a couple of plays like that on behind Romano today, but when you're throwing strikes and not spending a lot of time between pitches on the mound, you're going to get better plays from your defenders. Adam Duvall with a nice sliding catch on a broken bat in left field. Suarez with two good plays.
1-0 to McCutchen. Singled his last time up, but was caught stealing. Kind of grown accustomed to with Tucker Barnhart behind the plate. He has been mighty impressive throwing out runners. And while Diaz has the gun, Barnhart not known for a rifle arm, but does it in other ways. Two balls, two strikes, two outs, nobody on. Short hop. Suarez sets, throws, gets the out. 1-2-3-6 for Romano. Still scoreless. Probably wouldn't be scoreless if this guy sitting between myself and Chris Welsh were on the field. And that would be the great Al Oliver. Welcome to the booth. How you doing?
I finally made it. Chris and Tom has been wanting me to come down there for the last 4 or 5 years, and I am finally here. I'm with my grandson and a couple of his friends, and they are enjoying this game. Not much scoring.
Well, we're going to overlook that Pirates gear because, of course, you were a former Pirate,
right?
And some of the great seasons you had.
A lot of Pirate fans here tonight, too.
Yeah. You know what? Good rivalry. 18-year career for you. Pride of Portsmouth, Ohio. 7-time All-Star. Kent State product. How do you like today's game?
Well, I love the game. Baseball is a great game. There's been a few changes, such as the one thing that is really different for me is there's so many strikeouts today. Guys are striking out, and I think the reason why they're more poor conscious than they were when I first came up. You know, the great players like the Aaron, Mays, and Clemente, those guys use the whole field. And that's the reason why they were lifetime 3-outed hitters. And I've talked to several guys in baseball today, and they're teaching their hitters to swing upward. So if they're swinging upward, that means only one thing. They're trying to pull the ball. And that's why they have a left field line and a right field line. is hit the ball in the middle of those two lines. But I think temporary amnesia set in a little bit, and they forgot all about that.
That's a good way to put it.
Al, now you were originally signed by the Pirates, but you came out of Kent State. This is before the draft, right?
Yes.
So how did you end up being a Pirate?
Well, what happened was the Pirates told me do not go to any trout camps. Okay, the Phillies were trying to sign me. They said, Al, do not go to Salem, Virginia. Okay, I've already signed a basketball scholarship to go to Kent State to play basketball. Going to go to physical education, become a coach. And I don't know if I'd have been able to take it to the next level or not. But anyway, I'd have become a coach. So I went to trout camp with the Pirates, and Sid Thrift was there then. And my father happened to be a deacon in the church. And Sid had this ability to quote scripture. And that went over big with Dad, him being a deacon in the church. So they told me how great I could be. I happened to have believed them. And they said I've been at the big leagues about 4 years. And believe it or not, I was there in 4 years.
Wow.
That's how it all started. I could not have signed with a better team at that time and won early when I first came up. My second full year, here we are again against the Reds again in 1970. We could not beat those guys. I don't know what's wrong with us, but you got to give the Reds credit. You know, in 1970, the Reds were better. 1972, I thought it was pretty much even. That's when we lost on the wild pitch.
Sure.
1975, they were better. So sometimes you have to give the other teams credit. And but the 72 team I thought was just as good as the Reds. And Don Guller and I get together and talk a lot about that. And we need to get an assist for the Reds, because if it wasn't for us, they would be the big red machine.
Well, that was a quick half inning. Can you stick around? All right, we're talking to the great Al Oliver. Still scoreless.
Is presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cincinnati Reds.
We have reached the 7th inning at Great American Ballpark. Hunter Green joined us in the booth earlier, and now we continue our conversation with the great Al Oliver. I'm Jim Day. He's Chris Welsh. We are merely just ourselves. You are bring greatness to the booth. We were just talking about so many conversations. We talked about you on the air so many times.
Yes, you
and
have.
Tom Brenneman likes to bring up.
Oh, man.
It's a little
we know you're watching, you see. That's one of the reasons why we're talking about you. And the story that we love to hear you tell, because Tom has told it a couple of times, and we've referred to it as when a pitcher's meeting happens and you go over the pitcher and the hitters all chime in something, and you would say something very funny.
Well, see, all the hitters are always concerned about who is pitching. But I never concerned myself with who was pitching, because I always had one philosophy: the ball has come across the plate. So my thing was, the only thing he has to do, once the ball leaves his hand, my concern is hit the ball right back up the middle and try to take his cap off. But the key is, I never wanted to hurt a pitcher, though. Just give him a warning that. But the reason why I hit a lot of balls back up the middle was I waited so long. Like Votto, he's a perfect example. He waits. And that's why he hits so many line drives.
Well, as the story we've told many times is that you and the pitcher had an agreement. He throws it and you hit it. Is there truth to this?
There is truth to that. And you know what was great about that is I knew it and he knew it. It was a mutual agreement. The pitcher knew that I was going to hit the ball someplace, and most of the time, usually against left-handers, I always came back up the middle. They knew I had this certain mindset about me that, I don't know, you know, in the history of baseball, no hitters ever got a hit every time at the plate. But I always thought that I could get a hit every time I went to the plate. And that's the mindset that I always had.
I can verify that as the truth, because I was rooming with Tim Lawler, who was a left-handed pitcher.
Oh, man.
And we were both the Padres. We pitched against you in Montreal, and you hit a ball right off his chest, and it came back so fast, it's like he dropped it right at his feet. And I said, well, tomorrow I'm pitching tomorrow. I said, I'm not letting him do that. And you hit one off my shins. So
it must have been a hanging curveball.
Yes, it was.
It was?
Yes, it was.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate that, man. I tell you what.
It still hurts me.
I love those left-handers, those hanging curveballs.
I love those old unis you guys used to wear as well. Polanco rips one the other way. 2-out base hit.
Recently, the Reds and the baseball family lost a great man in Gene Bennett. You knew Gene about as well as anybody, and actually gave his eulogy down in the Fort Smith, Wheelersburg area. Tell us about Gene.
Gene Bennett was one of the greatest men that I've ever met. We all know he's a great baseball man, but he was a great human being, and he would always look out for a player. He was very into the family part of a player that he signed. That was one of the key things with him when he signed the player. He wanted to check out his family roots and see what his family was about. And everyone that he met, he always had a conversation for him. I've never in my life heard Gene Bennett say anything negative. We became real good buddies, you know, for almost 50 years. And one thing that I want to clear up for sure, Gene Bennett did try to sign me. A lot of people thought that Gene never tried to sign me, but he did. He went to my dad. And my dad said, no, I want Junior to go to college. But Gene Bennett is irreplaceable. I don't know what's going to happen in Portsmouth with the banquet. And I really don't know what's going to happen, especially with the summer thing that he has each year, the Gene Bennett Classic. I don't know where we're going to go with that because he's so irreplaceable. And I'm hoping somewhere along the way that somebody can step up and keep his name going. If it's not the banquet, at least the Classic, because he deserves that. And I could not have asked for a better friend. Doing his eulogy was fairly easy for me to do because I no longer wanted to see him suffer. And he was just great. That's all I can say. He loved my grandsons to death. I told the people at the service that Gene had two sides of the family, a light-skinned side and a dark-skinned side. And I was on that dark-skinned side of his family. And so that's the way Gene Bennett was. He didn't care who you were as long as you were a good person, and that's the way he treated people.
Well, he will be forever missed.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, it's been a pleasure having you up here.
Hey, I'm finally here. I finally got to Cincinnati and live with the stars.
Scoop, great to see you, my man.
Man, I see how you guys live now. I hope to be back.
Al Oliver. Varmint Guard with highlights from the BMW Championship plus helpful tips to bring down your scores. The Golf Zone tees off Sunday at 8 on Fox Sports Ohio and streaming on Fox Sports Go. Reds need a run. Winker. First pitch swinging. Foul ball. Nice to have Scoop in the booth. Finally. That was a treat. I could sit and talk old school baseball all day. I like Al Oliver.
Guy knows a lot of baseball. He's seen a lot of baseball and really good player. How about that? Really
Winker.
Good swing.
Goodbye. Well, they needed a run and they got it. 6th of the season. And his rookie year for Jesse Winker and a 1-0 Reds lead.
Well, when you hit him in a 0-0 game in the 7th inning, that's when they really count. Nova tries to come up and then with a fastball, Winker stays right with it. Very smooth swing by the Reds right fielder.
Only the second hit off of Ivan Nova, but a big one. You want to talk about efficient. That is pitch number 67 by Nova. Both of these pitchers dealing today, but the Reds get on the board first. Cozart with the drive into left center field. That one off the wall and into second base is Cozart. .23rd double of the season for Zach.
Well, he goes out on the outer part of the strike zone to get this one. Normally, Cozart is a guy that covers the inner part of the plate extremely well, but a lot of power right there when you keep your head down and on the ball.
action in the Pirates pen as Ray Searage will stroll to the mound. Dovydas Neverauskas warming up. So one in, one on, and Joey Votto with no one out here in the home half of the 7th. Crowd making some noise. First thing to cheer about offensively on this day. Votto 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Votto now with 35 home runs, sits 3rd in the National League in that category. One pitch. In there for a strike. Joey talking to himself. About to look at a 1-2 pitch. Check swing in the dirt. Cozart stays put. Suarez on deck. Reds have taken a 1-0 lead here in the 7th. Here comes the 2-2. Served into left field. Luplo's got it. 1 out. And now Eugenio 0 for 2 on the day, struck out looking last time up. Breaking ball misses. Cozart is lead from second. Frazier trying to hold him on. Strike, says Joe West. 1-2. Scooter Gennett waiting his turn. 2-2 the count. You got to be impressed with what Nova's done.
Nova's done a really nice job in staying out of the middle part of the strike zone, and that's been his downfall over the last 5 or 6 starts. You know, they tried to diagnose him as maybe being tired, legs fatigued, not getting the ball where he wants to. Made a big effort, and he's gotten better as the game went on. The Reds hit some hard balls in the first inning off him, but really as the game has gone on, he has become more and more in control until Jesse Winker hit that home run. And even the pitch that Winker hit was not a bad pitch. Up and in, just on the corner. But he was able to get his hands inside and hit the ball out of the ballpark. The ball that Cozart hit was kind of down and away.
He's run the count full to Suarez. Check swing. First and second. 1 out. Follow each and every Reds game here on Fox Sports Ohio. Following each and every Reds game, that would be Reds Live, the post-game edition. It's brought to you by Performance Kings Honda. Full-length highlights. First reaction from the clubhouse and more. And Brian Giesenslaw will be manning the condo today.
That didn't really come near going on that one, and now it looks like Ivan Nova's got something physically wrong with him. The trainer coming out there, followed slowly out behind by Clint Hurdle.
It's the first walk given up by either pitcher today. Clint Hurdle's going to take the baseball. Looking like Nova's saying he wants to stay in the game. Clint's saying, no, you're done. So he will leave with the athletic trainer. 1 out here into the bottom of the 7th. We'll find out who's coming on for him. It's our Skyline Chili call to the bullpen. And calling on Dan Runsler, and we'll explain that when we come back as he'll face 2 on and 1 out here in the 7th. Of injury as he walked Suarez, and here's his last pitch.
He reaches a little bit right behind him right there, right below the belt. Maybe he injured himself in some manner right there with that last pitch.
Well, Clint Hurdle had Dovydas Neverauskas warming up, the right-hander, and he actually came out of the bullpen and was halfway into the outfield, and Hurdle sent him back. Since he's got the injury time, and whatever pitcher was coming on gets a full warm-up time, with 2 left-handers coming up in Jeanette and Schebler, he pulled the old switcheroo and says, no, give me lefty Dan Runsler, and that's who's on the hill.
Well, the guy who's on the hill, a very interesting story really about Dan Runsler. He hasn't been in the big leagues before this year, going back to 2012. But he was originally signed by the Giants when they drafted him in 2006. And when 2009 came around, he's got the distinction of being the only player ever in Giants history to play in all 4 levels, full season levels of the minor leagues, and then make the major leagues in the same year. 3rd game of the year for Runsler in the major leagues here for the Pirates.
And he actually has 2 World Series rings, 2010, 2012 with the Giants. 2010 appeared in 41 games for the Giants. Only 6 in 2012, but those 6 games earned him a ring. And here he is with runners on first and second and 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. I believe he twirled around even in some independent ball between 2012 and 2017. Here's a base hit center field. Billy Hatcher's going to wave around Zach Cozart with that bad quad. Throw is cut off. Cozart scores, but Suarez now caught in a rundown. Jeanette on his way to second. He'll be there, and Suarez is a dead duck, but the Reds do get a run out of it. Shutout goes 8-3-5.
Well, the first pitch in the zone that Scooter Gennett sees, he laces into center field right here. They're going to wave around Cozart. And McCutcheon throws it right to the cutoff man, and Bell sees he's got a runner hung up, and they're going to get Suarez out. But the Reds score the run before that second out is made.
Well, it's an RBI hit for Gennett. Goes to second on the rundown. Third run of the inning. Second run of the inning, excuse me, and a 2-0 Reds lead. 2 outs. Still a man in scoring position, Scott Schebler. To Schebler. Found back. Close the book on Nova. 6 1/3. 3 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 1 home run. And coming out of the game with what we assume is an injury, has not received much attention from the athletic trainer since he's gone to the dugout. So whatever it is, I guess not deemed severe. One pitch. 3-1. Swing and a miss. Big cut by Schebler. Trying to go 12-6 against the Pirates this season. And it would be a series victory should they hold on to this 2-0 lead. Schebler trying to add to it. Payoff pitch. Got him. Reds do damage, including Jesse Winker. Home run number 6 on the season. 2-0 Reds. And all about pitching today for the Reds. Rookie Sal Romano. 7 innings, 5 hits. Not a single run, not a single walk, and 6 strikeouts. And he got some support finally in the last half of the inning. Winker, solo home run. Scooter Gennett, RBI single. And it's 2-0 Redlegs. So we head to the 8th inning. Great American Ballpark. And this is new territory for Sal Romano. Twice he has completed 7 innings in his rookie season. Yet to make it through 8. And with a good throw, he's 1 out through this 8th, and indeed he is. Retiring Mercer on 1 pitch. Pirates will send up pinch hitter John Jaso. Jaso not a great average, but he can certainly turn on a fastball.
That's why that extra run is very important right now. Romano's been in control of the strike zone and hasn't walked any batters. In fact, he has not even gone to a 3-ball count this afternoon.
It's number 93 on the way. Took some off. Romano went 7 innings in back-to-back starts back in August at Atlanta and against the Chicago Cubs. So now 7 1/3 in the books, the longest outing of his young career. Jaso sends one the other way, but an easy play for Duvall. 2 up, 2 down here in the 8th. Cheer on Tucker Barnhart and your Reds when they take on the Boston Red Sox. September 22nd through the 24th. Next weekend. It's presented by Reese's. Catch all the action for as low as $12. Log on to Reds.com. Now the top of the order, and Adam Frazier. Romano has handled him today. 0 for 3 and a strikeout. Working quickly. Jeanette charging. 1, 2, 3, 8th inning. What a day for Sal Romano. 2-0 Reds. It's presented by Ray St. Clair Roofing here on Fox Sports Ohio. And the Reds have changed up their rotation going forward. Brian Price announced today Robert Stevenson will indeed make the start tomorrow, but then Jackson Stevens and rookie Davis inserted into the rotation. Homer Bailey stays put, and it's Amir Garrett, and we'll talk about this coming up, whom at the moment they've shut down, and they want to work with him out of the bullpen, or at least work with him on the side on his delivery. Haven't ruled out a future start in the last couple weeks of the season, but for now not in the rotation. Adam Duvall here in the bottom of the 8th, and he's facing Dovydas Neverauskas. First pitch strike. And Romano 97 pitches, and from what looked like in the dugout, it looks like his day is perhaps done. Look at him. He's trying to avoid the pitching coach right here. Like, dude, I only got 97 pitches. I'd like a complete game, but from all signs here, they're not going to be congratulating him like that unless his day is done, and what a day it was. I got to tell you, 97 pitches. But he was outstanding.
Well, he was very good, and you can debate it all you want, but it's Brian Price and Mac Jenkins that make the call on that, and they do it because they want to take care of Romano's arm, I'm sure. But there are rarely times when you see a pitcher get into the situation that Romano has that screams, let him complete the game any more than you're going to see today. No walks, less than 100 pitches, and you know, I understand where the Reds are coming from on that, but at the same time, I understand what a complete game shutout means in the major leagues to a pitcher.
We didn't have one of those taxing innings, which is always key. Kevin Shackelford warming up for the Reds. Apparently he will pitch the 9th. There he is. Dovydas, first born and raised Lithuanian, playing the major leagues. 0-2 pitch to Barnhart. Way upstairs. 24 years of age is Neverauskas. Appearing in his 18th game for the Pirates. Three balls, two strikes. Left center field. Hutchins got it. 2 outs. The Reds will send up a pinch hitter in the form of Patrick Kivlahan. Last Reds rookie complete game shutout, Kevin Jarvis, 1995.
We still see Kevin Jarvis around. He's scouting for a major league team. Last I heard, it was, I think, the San Diego Padres, although I'm not sure if KJ is still with the Padres. Good man.
Romano, 8 innings, 5 hits, no runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts through 97 pitches and 74 strikes. That's getting it done.
Yes, it is.
One ball, 2 strikes to Patrick Kivlahan. It's at 1 close. Counts 2-2. Kevin Shackelford will be the man in the 9th after Iglesias goes an inning and 2/3 last night to get the save. Did give up a run, did Iglesias. Kivlahan draws a 2-out walk. Tomorrow, it's Family Day. Make this your destination. Thanks to Klosterman Bakery, you get half-price Reds tickets. Lots of stuff for the kids to do, including everyone 14 and younger. It's going to get that Michael Lorenzen Fathead thanks to Coca-Cola. For tickets, visit Reds.com. 1:10 first pitch. Expecting good weather again. We've been blessed in that regard throughout the home games in August here into September. Final homestand of the season for the Reds. Close out the series against the Pirates tomorrow. Off day on Monday. Cardinals come to town for 3, and then the Boston Red Sox. One-0 pitch to Jesse Winker. Ground ball backhanded by Bell. Take it himself. And we're off to the 9th inning. Kevin Shackelford comes on for the Reds. Kind of getting used to Eugenio Suarez down there at the hot corner. Pretty play on David Freese. In foul ground again to retire Luplow. That's just big league stuff. Suarez, our Miller time moment. Shortstop's arm and showing it off. Former shortstop, now third baseman. And the Reds trying to hold on to a 2-0 lead, and you can put Kevin Shackelford in the category in the waning stages of the season. Let's see what this guy has, because they continue to put him into high leverage situations, and none higher than this one.
Well, he got off to kind of a rough start, Shackelford did, but he's really recovered and thrown the ball very well lately. Now 28 years old, Shackelford came over to the Reds in exchange as the player be named later in that Jonathan Broxton trade the Reds had with the Brewers a couple of years ago. Actually, a 3 years ago now.
He's going to face 2, 3, and 4 in this Pirates lineup. Luplow, McCutchen, and Bell. So with Iglesias throwing 42 pitches yesterday in an inning and 2/3. Brian Price calling on Shackelford. Beautiful off-speed pitch there, and he's ahead 0-2.
He's got a nice slider, Shackelford does, and he keeps it real simple. He doesn't like to mess with a lot of different pitches. Mostly fastball, slider, occasional changeup, but mostly the first two. That's what I'm talking about over his last 8.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Luplow, 1 out.
Well, if it's an audition for next year's bullpen, you have to figure that Kevin Shackelford will be in that mix based on what he has done here in the month of September, really from mid-August on. Good looking slider against really one of the better hitters in this Pirates lineup.
Now he gets McCutchen. 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Two balls, no strikes. Barnhart setting up outside. 2-1. Long drive. 2-1 game. Number 26 for Andrew McCutchen. That leads the Pirates. And the tying run will come to the plate.
McCutchen gets a hanger right here. Shackelford had very good sliders against the first batter, but he hangs one right down Broadway there. And McCutchen gets, what is that, 201 in his career.
Well, it's a situation with a 2-run lead. You can be aggressive and give up a solo home run and hold on to the lead. But now you got to go to work against Josh Bell.
Well, you can never be aggressive with hanging breaking balls.
Very good point. Oh, 2 pitch. Reds do have double-barreled action in the bullpen should they need it. Lefty-righty warming up, and here's a excuse me swing foul. Deck McGuire and Cody Reed warming up.
I think he actually made contact with that ball with neither foot on the ground.
We'll do the 0-2 again. So not only did Iglesias go an inning and 2/3 last night, so did Michael Lorenzen, an inning and 2/3, relieving Homer Bailey. Two. Big pitch in this game, obviously. 3-2. Reds clinging to a 1-run lead. Popped him up. Kozar, 2 outs. Kevin Shackelford had 12 saves in AAA in 2017. This would be big league save number 1. Should he get it? First pitch to David Freese, swing and a miss. One and one. Check swing and a foul ball, and the Reds a strike away. One-two pitch. Lays off. 2-2. Tried to get him to chase the breaking ball, but nah, says Freese. Count's gone full. Blanco on deck should we get there. $25,000 plus on their feet. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tying run at the plate. 2 outs. Right field. Foul ball and just foul.
Reds catch a break right there. They're playing pre-bent defense right now, at least baseball's version of the pre-bent defense, trying to keep the Pirates from getting a runner into scoring position. So all the outfielders are playing very deep. This ball just off the line there. Ooh.
As close as it gets to not drawing any chalk. And we'll do the 3-2 again. Foul ball. Pretty good battle. Freeze v. Shackelford. Eighth pitch of the at-bat. On the way. And he misses, and the tying run is aboard.
Well, decision time now for Brian Price. He's got the left-hander Cody Reed up in the bullpen, and will he go out and get him, or will he just go out and have a conversation with Kevin Shackelford?
Calls for the lefty. He'll take the ball. And Shackelford comes up short, trying to get his first big league save. Reds will call on left-hander Cody Reed. Tying run aboard. Reds trying for a series victory, and they're 1 out away from it. But tying run is aboard. And Brian Price with the left-hander Gregory Polanco due up, calling on Cody Reed, the lefty, to try to get the final out of this game. Reed last pitched 8 days ago. He has 1 minor league save in his pro career, none at the major league level. And pinch runner at first base is Chris Bostic. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Ground ball to Jeanette. Over to Votto. And Cody Reed with his first big league save. It's a 1-batter save, but a save nonetheless. And the Reds with a series victory over the Pirates, and their 6th straight victory here at home. Sal Romano, 8 innings of scoreless baseball. And it's the longest winning streak at home since June of 2015.
Well, a real feel-good win for this ball club. They continue to dominate the Pittsburgh Pirates this year. Pirates are circling the drain at this point. But a pick-me-up start by Sal Romano, really a dominating start, and one of the better starts we've seen out of the young pitchers that we've seen all year long. A key home run by Jesse Winker. That was the difference in this ball game. A tight one, 2-1, and kind of a feel-good bullpen win. Shackelford came in and got a couple of guys out between a home run, and then Cody Reed, a confidence builder right there to get the last out in this ball game. So a big crowd here on hand at Great American Ballpark, and those Reds fans go home happy.
We'll be back with more after this on your home for Reds baseball, Fox Sports Ohio.